Right, so let's throw up some Stanley. Just to fill the time. Get rid of that. Right, give me half a second as I go get a drink. Okay. Right. Why has Mother Trucker put 1 on the thing? Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Okay. Right. Oh, half a second. Oh, right. Children. Right. So yeah, for those who don't know the Stanley Parable, it seems to be very meta and like fourth wall breaking, fifth wall breaking, sixth wall breaking. So last time it's been asking us to adjust the clock for the correct time that we're playing, which I thought was odd the first time we did it, because most games will just take it from your computer. And we set it correctly the first few times. The third time it said, oh, I really enjoy the fact that you're taking this seriously and setting the correct time. Next time you start the game, you can set the time to whatever you like. And we did that. And yeah, it praised us for it again. So this I don't think is even real. Right, please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Right, confirm. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Aww. There. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. Okay, wait. That's technically 9, isn't it? 10 and 1, or 1 before 10. There's the actual 9. I think I might... Oh, and that says 9. I think we'll be smart asses and we'll put it on that one. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Sounds about right. Which of the 2 made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occuboincal? This is horrible for a dyslexic. Occuboincal. Scrum tush. Scrum tush. Please don't adjust the slider. I mean, I was rewarded last time when we took the game seriously. Okay. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Is the time that is right now the correct time? Yes. What is time anyway? No idea. The concept, I suppose. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Ooh. Yeah, I'll help you. Will you come back to visit me? Yeah. Oh. Right. Also, we've been playing the Stanley Parable so long that the game has updated itself to Stanley Parable 2. And also another meta self-realization. Right. Begin the game. If it's the... Well, I don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was...
We've also seemed to have added balloons to it as well.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push,
Don't
how
have the
long to
what?
push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And
This is you at work,
might have
Robin.
considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed
Times
up
have you
to
played
give
this,
him
Becky?
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Clearly.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Also, if you can figure out how between you mods, can someone VIP Tiger Lily? Right. Yeah, so I don't know what's real or what's not anymore. Even between the options menu and everything seems to be involved in this game, so I love it, but I also just, as a completionist, I'm like, have I missed anything? I think only you can do it. Okay, cool. I'll try it. I'll look later. Right. Maybe I missed a memo.
Were gone. What could it mean?
Let's go to the meeting
Stanley
room.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep. And there's this bastard as well, this bucket, which I don't know if it changes things if you take it and if you don't take it. Like,
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
let's embrace the bucket this time. I mean, we've taken it once already. Or twice, or 3 times. I don't know.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I might, because I keep going to the door on the right. And that's obviously done a lot of things. But I might start re-investigating the door on the left. Because I don't know what's changed down there since. Talk nice about the bucket. It looked after you. Well, yeah, it did. It's a very good bucket. Careful not to drop it. You wouldn't want to kick it accidentally. Yeah, back of the line. Right. Oh, look. Where is everyone?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Yeah.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Let's go, bucket. Let's find some answers.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
I mean, it is its natural habitat.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of
nights out
petty
like this.
insults simply in order
What,
to get you to
befriending an
hand over the
inanimate
bucket?
object?
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
You see this bucket? It's ribbed for my pleasure. Although...
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate. No more discussion. Take a hike, Broom Closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I'm going to have to look after this to see...
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, right. It's a bucket.
Yeah, I do have problems with that.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
But yeah, I'm going to have to look to see how many people have actually cosplayed Stanley to like conventions and stuff.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the Broom Closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay. He's left me alone with my bucket. Someone at Expo cosplayed Stanley with the bucket and their friend was the narrator. You have to show me later. I do think the narrator's not actually coming back though. And as much as I would love to wait him out, it's not exactly good watching for you lot, so... Farewell, Broom Closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I kind of want to go down. I'm just here for the bucket at this point. Aren't we all? Look at it. It's slightly shiny and everything. Even on my computer's rendering. Oh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Surely you can 3D print one of those as well. For those who don't know, when the narrator had an existential crisis and basically made the Stanley Parables 2 within the game, he asked what features we needed and added random collectibles.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought.
No.
Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
I went crazy down here last time without the bucket.
Yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Oh no.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Not again.
Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley!
It pales in comparison.
The bucket."
That's pretty good.
Could it truly be?
Well done, Mother
He
Tripper.
rushed forward from
There's
room
my-
to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
None of
them
these
were
are my
his
bucket.
Special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Oh,
He had
he's
to
lost
find the
out
bucket.
there.
He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly
He needs
restore
me.
his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
What?
Stanley doubled over in agony
Ah.
and blacked out.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about an
Oh, that's
narrator
her bucket.
describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is
I
an
thought I'd gone
illusion,
mad
and it's all
with
just
a bucket in my
video
hand.
Game. It could all
Oh,
have been
we need to
prevented
change the
if only he'd taken
stream
his
thing.
bucket
Still
with
in
him.
hold fast.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course,
Aw.
she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
As you do. Right, so it looks like going downstairs from that point is practically always death. So let's leave.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, what's this?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting today in the meeting room? I don't think that was there before. Was it? Come on, bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Let's see if the meeting is in the
Stanley clutched
meeting
the
room.
bucket
Or if I
tightly
just
to his
missed that.
chest and entered the door on his left.
What? Warehouse access planned. We need more planks. Oh, okay. I saw that one earlier. That's a collectible under there. There's the collectible that was under the stairs. That looks like the boss's office, I guess, with the weird, maybe the window. Well, no, there's the boss's office with the fireplace. It's a vent or something. The door, the left, no. The red and blue door, there's the extra door to the right. So there's another one there. Can't remember quite how we get there again. We need more planks. Trust the completion instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This is investigation. This room may feel pointless, to be honest. Weird spinning figures. Ideas. What do they want? Our data. Stock options. Money. How many are there? Can we sell them? I'm sure they do sell them. I have to look after this. Whoa! Oh, Jesus, it's just a... Fuck's sake. This is why I'll be bad at jump scares. This board just was right next to me. How can we find them? Bottom text. What we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to Synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. Agenda, how can we tell they've spotted one? Blah blah blah, makes them float. Who took the pictures of them? That is a good point. Oh, there's one in a toilet. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room. Toilet, red room. Good luck. Okay. Maybe they are comfortable to remember. I'm not reading all that as much as it's probably entertaining. Okay. There will be a reward for finding them all. Stop kidding yourselves. Blah blah blah. Oh wait, is this inside of the sequel exhibition? There's something to do with. Alright, these ones I've got. Near a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. So that's the boss's toilet if he has one. A large room, lots of boxes. That's in the... yeah, where the lift is. Okay. So this way would be the boss's one. First we have to check in with the broom closet.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet.
No.
Simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Oh. Right. Let's go upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Hooray! Oh. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Oh. Fair enough. Don't think we're going to do 10 hours of elevator music. Let's move on. Right.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always.
Yeah.
The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah. What? The other icon, or figurine, Stanley Green, or whatever it was called, was near the fireplace. Yes. Ooh. This place up there I can't get to. Aha!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I like Stanlerine. Right, I guess we'll continue with the bucket. So it's like we can do the whole 2 different endings again, but with a bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Jesus.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
That seems specific. We could escape with our bucket. We don't have a great amount of time, so maybe we just do this one as we've been instructed, but with the bucket.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
How did I fall off this before?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
No, he didn't.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
It's okay,
reassuring
bucket.
it that everything would be fine.
It's okay, bucket. Luckily, you're not an employee, so they haven't been watching you.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I beg your pardon?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never!
Comfort
He
football
squeezed
bucket,
the
yep.
bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
It's funny how I will happily just do the same ending again, just to hear narration about the
But
bucket.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and
This
commanded
still
from this
confuses
very
me.
place.
This must do
And as
something,
the
right?
cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yeah. You tell him, bucket. Yeah, so
When
technically
at
we can...
last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I can always come back and do the other version, I suppose. Oh.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive
This
door.
is the narration I was
The
looking for.
bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Aw.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
No,
True,
thank
it
you.
was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
What?
What? Wait. What was happening?
Wait.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
The facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the
He's
soothing
mine, not
warmth
yours.
of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. Huh. I guess that's an ending. I guess. But I want to know what I was finding out by being in the dark. Oh, there's one, the meeting thing. Right. So it is 11:30. Sorry, 8:36. I don't think we could get an entire Stanley run. Before the server goes up for the next line battle. So, first I will look at the message Becky sent me to see the cosplayer she was talking about, cosplaying Stanley. That's very amusing. Yep. So is the narrator, the person cosplaying the narrator, is that must be like a self you haven't got your fill of the bucket. Hang on 2 seconds then.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. Yeah. So, again, this game is so confusing that I do not know when you do know that you've completed it. I have no idea. Have you tried clicking on a door 10 times? It usually works. A door? Any door? I mean, I've clicked on them a lot, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, but I wouldn't believe the credits if they came up anyway.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I've had these voice lines before. $4.30. Where's he?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Don't make me put the macro on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. He's now telling me where to go. 417. Where the hell's 417? Aha. There's a ladder. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
4, 3. Wait, are we going down? 4, 3. 4, 3, 7.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Okay. 415. That's this way. Should I take the bucket? We should take the bucket with us. Wait, where was I going? 415?
Now, back to door number 437.
4, 3, 7.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
This has just turned into Dale and Dawson now. There it is.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I think we're getting somewhere too, but I also feel like he might be making fun of me. But as a socially awkward person and a people pleaser...
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419. Ah. Oh, wait. I can't jump, though.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. Where are you? Nope, other way.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Yeah! Nope, you're not copy machine. That's copy machine. Bucket, excuse me.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
430?
Yes! We did it!
Yeah!
Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
I know, right?
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes,
Thank
I'm
you.
very proud
Thank you.
of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Aw. I know. Really, we should work harder for what we want. Things that come out easy aren't worth it. You need to work hard. Right. But yes, we should probably call it there. And head back over to Holdfast. That's the one. Right.